Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Canada's Movie and TV Hosers. I'm Gregory Barrett, and back with me is my lovely wife Christine.
Hi.
Did you miss being here the last episode?
Well, I didn't see you for a week. You were locked in the basement.
Yeah, and I was locked in the basement because I was very sick, so... And I had nothing else to do, so one day I record another episode.
Right.
Might as well make use of my time.
Exactly, and you got to watch a lot of shows, I think.
Yeah. I watched a whole seasons of stuff on Netflix, which I never get to do, even if they're only 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
I don't have time to sit down and just watch 10 episodes of something.
You did this week.
Yeah, definitely. So, we're going to start it off now, and before we get into the news, Christine, you have an off the top for us?
Oh, yeah. Well, the last episode that I was in, Curry was talking about something called Thunderbolts.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts.
I never heard of. I don't think anybody else has either, other than someone who's read comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you were talking about Thunderbirds. And yeah, I was right. The Thunderbirds was the show, and it was a puppet show, but this kind of international kind of spy adventure show. And it was all with puppets, and it was done in 66, 65.
Okay.
So you can put a picture up there. I wasn't crazy. It did exist.
I'll put a picture up just as long as it's not in copyright.
Anybody would remember it. I don't know. You're too young, I guess. It used to be on TV. It was kind of lame, but still kind of fascinating because it was all done with all kinds of characters done in puppet.
I've seen pictures of it, but I don't think I ever actually saw an episode of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was many years before I was born.
It was quite the thing at the time.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, that clears up that confusion from that last episode.
Exactly.
Okay. Want to jump right into the news next?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so, according to the Direct, there's an MCU rumor that sets up Ultron's live-action return in the MCU after Phase 4.
Okay.
Remember Ultron?
The computer with James Spader's voice?
Yeah, James Spader, there you go.
Love
He's
James
Ultron.
Spader, didn't like the movie.
I thought that was one of your favorite MCU movies.
No.
Okay, we're talking about Avengers Age of Ultron.
And the hovering Sokovia.
What year was that from?
I don't know. It was a while ago. I like James Spader a lot, but he couldn't save this movie. It was
I'm guessing
so lame.
I'm guessing it's from 2015, but I thought this was your favorite movie because it has James Spader in it.
No, it's not my favorite one. I mean, I was excited, but it just with the hovering city hovering there above the earth,
That was right. It's 2015.
I just couldn't deal with it.
Okay. Well, I was right on that. It's 2015.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
We'll get to rewatching that sometime.
Okay, maybe this one will be better. And
so
James
there's a
Spader
rumor
will
that
be
he
in it
could
again.
come back.
Yeah.
There was an article on it. I was reading it. I wasn't sure. They said there was a few possible places he could turn up. In Quantumania, Ant-Man Quantumania, which is the next one that we get, I believe.
It's
in February.
Oh,
in February. Yeah, because that's the next one coming out.
Not at Christmas,
okay. Because we just got Black Panther Wakanda
Right,
Forever.
I guess they're waiting for Avatar to be dying down by then.
Yeah, we're going to get to talking about... Actually, why, did you want to talk about Avatar this week?
No, I'm just saying it's going to dominate the Christmas box office,
we have some news coming up about it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so... Ant-Man Quantumania is where Ultron could turn up.
Right.
Where's another place he could turn up? Possibly Fantastic Four.
Right.
What would be another upcoming Marvel movie where he could possibly come up from?
Well, this Thunderbolt thing you're talking about, but this movie will be out
That's
before
unlikely.
that, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, also, Namor actor.
You mean Namor?
Yeah, they call him Namor in the movie,
yeah.
remember?
They had different pronunciations of his name.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't get to talk about Black Panther.
Since their last
Let's
I went to that one.
Okay.
Yeah, can I talk about it now?
Sure.
I thought it was great. So much better than the first one. But the problem, you have to watch the first one, or this one won't make any sense.
I disagree. I say you could just jump right in and watch this.
Oh, no, because the problem was with the first one, I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I really was still confused. I had to ask you a bunch of questions at the end. So definitely they should watch the first one and just know it's going to get better. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great story. There was nothing wrong with it. I thought it was terrific. It was a really good time, other than the fact that it's long.
What did you think of Namor?
Okay, that's not how they say it.
They're always Namor.
That sounds like Amor.
Namor.
Oh, well, he is definitely a big challenge. This is the thing. They needed the Wakandians or whatever don't have a challenge on Earth because they're superior.
Well, they're the most technologically advanced country in the world.
Aliens, but if you're going to go with Earth, they created a bunch of people that actually are could be superior to them, and that's what they needed to do to make a movie interesting.
Okay.
Because it's not that interesting when you're superior, and you're gonna win every kind of.
Yeah, you're talking about the Black Panther himself, okay?
I don't even mean that.
He's got the powers of the herb. Everyone else is just a regular.
No, but they have so much technology and everything.
Yeah.
They're just superior to every other superpower on Earth. They are the superpower. So now there was a hidden superpower, and this is what we learned about.
Okay.
And this is why there's a beef, because they were hidden, and now they feel like Wakanda has made them exposed. So that's what it's about. But I won't say anything else because I don't want to give it away.
That's fine.
But I didn't mind that
people
fish
know
on
that
his feet or whatever they were.
The wings on the outside of his feet.
Were they wings or
They're
fish?
Wings. They're wings.
Oh.
He got some ripped off.
I thought they were they look like fish flapping. Anyway, whatever.
He has wings on the outside of his ankles
kind
there.
Of foolish to me, anyway. But I mean, why not?
But we know it's in the trailers. Namor was coming in this movie, right?
Yeah,
that's not a spoiler. So you like Namor? Did you like the city of Talocan and the Talocan people themselves?
Yeah, they're kind of the thing is about them is that they're ancient.
Yeah.
They're from 500 years ago.
Aztec culture.
And they're pretty, on that kind of eye for an eye type of kind of vibe there.
Yeah, I guess.
So they don't want to mess with them. He's way more of a modern person.
Yes.
Good for the Wakandans, really. He's not as primitive as they are, but I think they could have made them even more primitive because they are from a long time ago. And when they were oppressed. So, but anyway, I thought it was a good. You need to have some kind of villain that's going to actually be adequate.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so that was a good villain.
The villain in the last one wasn't very good.
No, I didn't even understand it. I didn't know why was such a fuss about it.
Well,
that's why I didn't like
maybe
that
I shouldn't say
one.
that. When I say the villain in the first Black Panther it didn't work for me. Michael B. Jordan, okay, he's playing. What was his name again? Killmonger?
Yeah.
So he's Killmonger. He's got the same powers as Black Panther, because they both took the heart-shaped herb, remember. It's comic book wackiness, okay? And they both got this invulnerable Black Panther suit. And they're fighting each other. So where are the odds?
But that Andy Serkis was the part I really didn't know why they went there with all of that. And that really bothered me.
With Claw?
Oh, yeah. That's the part
he was
that
great.
No, he might have been great, but that
they
storyline was ridiculous.
killed him off.
That was really silly.
I want them to bring him back.
He was great. They gotta write it better. But, I mean, they did bring this character back, and it was fine in the movie, because it actually made sense.
Spoiler!
Yeah, it made sense.
Okay.
So, as long as the movie makes sense, it's written right, I like it. And so I did like it.
Well, we can talk about it in a little spoilers, because it's been out for 3 weeks now.
I would recommend to go see it, but unfortunately, you gotta watch the first one. Or just read a synopsis.
I disagree.
Read a synopsis.
I disagree. You don't have to watch anything.
The characters, but you need to know the characters and what they mean to each other. That's what it's all about.
I think you'll pick up on
I know, but it won't
the relationships that... I say you could go right into watching this movie just like pretty much any other MCU movie, and you don't have to have seen anything beforehand.
That was the problem with the last one.
You could jump in. Yeah, that was a problem with the last one. But this, you can just jump right in, start watching, and if you want to find out more, there's tons of movies beforehand you can find out more, but you can just jump in at any time not having watched anything, and have a good time.
Really good, and it was all about girl power.
Yes,
and
it
they
was.
Actually wrote it
focusing on women.
Well, they've had women characters before, and most of them are absolutely ridiculous.
In the first Black Panther?
No, I mean in Marvel shows.
Yes.
Their portrayal of women gets my blood going.
Okay.
That's all I can say. I won't get into it now because I'm going to get mad. But I did enjoy, I think there was nothing wrong with that in this movie.
Yeah. Well, I believe that's because the writer-director for these movies, Ryan Coogler,
yes,
he's really good at storytelling.
Well, he did a good job.
And he's not going to undersell characters just because they're female or male characters, right? He's going to write compelling, good narratives.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Anyway, so I recommend to go see it, but I think you should know something about it. It won't mean as much to you if you don't know what happened in the first one. Anyway, I really thought it was great. So that's my review.
I gave it a best movie ever.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, we were actually not doing reviews there, but getting back to the news, so your favorite actor from that movie, Tenoch Huerta, I'm probably butchering that.
What character did they play?
He played Namor.
Oh, I want to call him Namor. But
he reacted to... He was being interviewed by the Direct, and he reacted to the prospect of a romance with the Fantastic Four's Sue Storm.
Well, see, this is the problem. They got to stay away from that. Because every time they try to do that in Marvel, they're screwing up the female characters. And that's my problem, so I hope they don't do that.
Are there any good romances in the MCU that you actually like?
Hey, Wanda and Vision, maybe.
Yeah, Wanda and Vision was pretty good.
But most of them made me very upset. So
what about Peter Parker and Mary Jane? In those Spider-Man movies, that was good.
I don't always like that, no.
No? You didn't like
that
the high
Mary
school
Jane
romance?
wizard, and she's like working in a giant lab, and she's only in grade 10. Okay. I mean, give me a break.
Let's not get into it right now.
No.
But you can't argue with Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter. Come on. No, that's a great couple.
That's a great couple.
And that was done really well.
But some are not so good.
What else was there? I think the male-female relationship between Shang-Chi and... What was his... Katie? They're friends? That worked great.
That's a
I love that. But that's a great relationship that they developed
I think
there.
they should go more with friends because these characters are very complicated.
How about here... This is your favorite romance of the MCU. Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. Thor and Jane Foster.
I liked it better when they were broken up.
You did?
I find Natalie Portman, okay.
They didn't get back together.
I didn't mind her in the last movie. You know my stand on Natalie Portman. She ruined the Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. But I did like the last one, and I like that. I like that.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that was good.
A lot of people liked it. However, a lot of the hardcore MCU and comic fans, they don't like it.
Oh.
Personally, I really enjoyed it.
It was really good, and I really enjoyed her portrayal because I have a problem with Natalie Portman because of Star Wars. Okay. I did like her in that movie.
She's great in as Mighty Thor. We keep getting sidetracked here.
That's what it's all about.
So, Tenoch Huerta, might fall in love with Sue Storm from Fantastic Four. Or it might just be a romance that, it's a forbidden love because she's with
I don't see that character falling in love with anyone. I think that would be a betrayal to that character as we know him so far anyway.
However, he was also asked a bunch of stuff about if he'd like to continue playing the character. Would you like to hear what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, if I can, I'll put the quote up on the screen. So this is from the Direct, which copied it from the Rolling Stone. The Rolling Stone journalist asked, Namor is a romantic temptation of one of the characters for Sue Storm, pulling her away from her husband. Is that something you're aware of and possibly looking forward to getting to do on screen? So Huerta responded by saying, well, basically, I don't know what is the plan for Namor in the future. Me, Tenoch, as a person, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I want to play this character many times, but it's not up to me. I think it's up to Ryan Coogler and Nate Moore and Mr. Kevin Feige.
The only thing about him is that I feel like he was a bit too modern. I think that his character should be more old school, because he is old school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't...
Well, he is really old.
Yeah, I know. He's very, very modern. That was the only thing about him that I didn't care for, because I think he would have been more brutal, and he would have been more ancient, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to that, no. Doesn't sound right to me. You
don't want to see him a bunch more times?
Oh, no, I want to see him, but I don't want to see him fall in love with someone. That seems to betray his character. Oh. But anyway, that's fine.
It might just be from one movie and then dealt with, right? And then they just move on from that.
Maybe they become best friends and her husband becomes jealous. I would like that better. Anyway, I don't know anything about those characters. Anyway.
Okay. It is currently Friday, so there is only one wide release this weekend. Oh. And that is Violent Night, which we're going to talk about in a bit. Okay. It stars David Harbour, John Leguizamo, and Beverly D'Angelo. It's expected to take number 2 this weekend, even though this is its opening weekend. It's not expected to take number 1.
No, it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Not for everybody.
It is rated R.
It's an R.
So it's expected to open second this weekend. According to this source where I'm getting this information, boxofficemojo.com said it could hit around 20 million. But it's supposed to, number 1 is supposed to be Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, I would expect that.
And unfortunately, the rest of the box office for this weekend, which is nothing else new in wide release, may be less than 5 million each this weekend.
Well,
so that's
been out for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, there was no one at the movies when we were there last night. The week before there was. But...
the studios just haven't been bringing out good movies that people want to go see.
No, a lot of movies have been there for a while. I mean, there's the new Disney flick with the cartoon Strange World.
Strange World, yeah, that's
the new one. Well, kids to Christmas, they'll probably take them to see it anyway.
Maybe. But we're getting Puss in Boots then.
Oh, I can't wait for Puss in Boots.
I can't wait for that.
What is that?
Puss in Boots?
Yeah.
I will look it up.
I love that little puss. He's so cute. Big kitty cat eyes.
Sure.
I don't even care if they don't write it correctly. I just want to see him because he's cute as anything.
Is this the third Puss in Boots movie?
He's been in a few. I don't know if it's the third one with just him. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw one. Anyway, he's just so cute.
Okay.
And this might be the final one because I understand from the trailers that he's on his last life. Being that cats have 9, well, he's on the last one, number 9. That's what the movie seems to be about. But he's been in quite a few.
It says November 26th. Okay, it's select theaters and wide release.
Oh, it's not here yet. No, it's not to our theaters yet.
Oh, jeez.
When is it coming?
I'm looking it up there. December 21st.
Woohoo!
In wide release domestically.
Oh, we're going to have to go see that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, if people are waiting to go to the theaters for Christmas...
Yeah.
But they're going to go see this. They're not going to go see... what's the other one? Strange World.
Right.
Only if you're going now are you going to see Strange World.
It's like, I want to go see Puss in Boots.
I think they're probably going to pull it before then. Because they're bringing out Avatar 2 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, well, they have Avatar. Okay. But they need a kids movie. So
that's going to be planned.
Avatar is not a little kids movie. I mean, little kids...
There's a lot of movies right now that are awards movies that are going to get replaced with other awards movies.
Well, I can't wait for Puss in Boots. I mean, Antonio Banderas, I have a little beef. It's not really with him, with his casting in Interview with the Vampire. Because he played Armand, and that was not the appropriate casting for Armand, and I kind of had a problem with him.
So young in that.
He wasn't young enough. Armand is supposed to be a boy.
Man.
And I think that the casting of that was just inappropriate. I love that movie, but that was terrible casting. But now that he's played Puss in Boots, I think he's great. So he's redeemed himself with me.
We'll watch that movie again sometime and do a review of it sometime.
Right. It's just the character Armand was a young boy, but he's old, but he's a young boy, and Antonio Banderas is not a young boy. Yeah. Anyway, that's my take.
So that was my news about this weekend's, what the predictions are going to be from the box office, from boxofficemojo.com. We watched, there's 2 big new trailers out this week.
Yes.
So the first one is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which is coming out next year. What are your thoughts on this new trailer?
Oh, well, we saw it. We watched it twice. There was a lot going in it. They had some younger Harrison Ford things. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's
been
it.
No, there's some digital de-aging.
Yeah.
They told us that a few weeks ago.
And the old characters are in it, and some are now in their natural state of age, and others have been de-aged. But it looks like a big adventure. Horses. I don't know. Lots of balls rolling through things, typical Indiana Jones.
Do you like the reveal of who they brought back in the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
John Rhys-Davies?
Yeah. John Rhys-Davies. Yeah, he's, well, they showed him for a minute.
So they brought back Sala, everyone. It's in the trailer. Go check it out.
Maybe they should have showed him, yeah. He never ate any more of those figs, so that was good.
Are you getting excited for this?
Well, I don't know when it's coming out. I'm not going to get too excited yet, because it's going to be a long time.
It's coming out, I think, next summer.
Yeah.
That's when it's scheduled for right now.
Anyway, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I like the appearance of Sala in it, so they brought him back. I mean, they haven't told us what this is about, so this is just, hey, this is your first look at it, okay? So just putting this on your radar, it's coming out, so that would be in about maybe 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun.
Which is kind of far away. That's a bit early to put out a trailer.
I don't want to get too excited. Oh, they do that now. Sometimes you see them way in advance.
They put out trailers a year or so before the movie would come out. Nowadays, the trend is more, we don't need to spend that money on marketing. We'll just, trailers, we'll spend the money on marketing later on.
I mean, Avatar, we've been seeing stuff about it for years.
they spend it more within, the 3 months that it's coming out.
Well,
we just started getting Ant-Man Quantumania trailers, and that's coming out in February.
That's a while to wait.
So, if we just got them in November, okay, so 1, 2, 3, so roughly 3 months out, that's why they're pushing the marketing now. Because, it's soon. Otherwise, it's too far.
Okay.
So, I'm looking forward to that. What do you guys think of the new Indiana Jones trailer? Indiana Jones 5.
There's a lot.
The Dial of Destiny. Okay? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And, next one was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is also coming out next year. I believe that's the next one after Ant-Man Quantumania.
It's good. I think the trailer was good because we don't really know what the heck's going on.
It
looks like they're really under siege. Looks like they might be in jail again because they're wearing some red jumpsuits. And it looks like Rocket's going to get in some kind of... He's going to get beat up somehow. He doesn't look so good in part of it. Groot is taller.
Yeah, Groot looks the same as he does in the holiday special.
He looks bulked up.
Yeah, that's how he looked in the holiday special that we just watched.
Yeah.
So he looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, he's getting older. Mm-hmm. And, and there's a cute new character. I can't wait to see more. They haven't given much away. An otter, which looks very cute. So, yeah we saw it's the origin of Rocket. I'm always interested to know.
Yeah.
The origin.
He looks really sad in this trailer.
He looks like he's getting the crap beat out of him.
So, apparently people really love seeing Baby Rocket there in the trailer.
Yeah, well, he looks like a raccoon.
People are excited about that. And people are also excited with the appearance of Will Coulter as Adam Warlock in this trailer.
I just like the otter. I don't know who you're talking about.
That was the gold-looking guy.
Oh, I don't know.
I pointed him out to you.
I want to see the otter. Give me the otter.
The otter. Not Baby Rocket, just the otter.
I thought it was a weasel, but you said it was an otter. I want to see it.
Pretty sure it's an otter.
Otters are cuter, but weasels can be cute too. Maybe there's a weasel too.
It reminds me of these otters from this kids movie from a couple years back.
Oh.
The Arctic Fox.
I didn't see
They had a couple of otters in there.
They're awful cute. Otters, yeah. Anyway, that should be exciting. And that's coming out next year.
That's coming out in May, which is not that far. That's the next one after Ant-Man Quantumania.
We have to get through winter. It is going to be long. Yeah.
Hopefully we make it through.
Yeah, hopefully we make it to Ant-Man in the snowstorms.
Okay, so question is for everyone out there, what do you think of the new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer? Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think, good or bad.
I didn't like their suits. I think they look really confining, but...
those are from the comics.
I didn't care for the look of them. But anyway, I like the otter.
Jumping into our reviews next, we'll start with the only new release in theaters right now for this weekend is Violent Night, starring David Harbour, John Leguizamo, and Beverly D'Angelo.
Yes.
We did a short, non-spoiler, out-of-the-theater review, which is on my YouTube channel now, so check it out. We try to post those right away. I posted it last night.
Yeah.
So that you can get an idea and be like, hey, is this movie good? Should I bother or should I not? Anyway, we posted a positive review, but did you want to talk more about it and expand on your thoughts for this movie?
Well, I just want to... It's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. It is a Christmas movie, and it has similar themes in many Christmas movies and music. Mm-hmm. However, it is very gory and bloody, and that's part of the joke. It's almost like a joke of the movie. All the blood and gore is part of the humor. Okay. But it's not for people that don't like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. There's no, like, sex in it. Mm-hmm. I don't think. I don't remember. But
no, there isn't.
It's very violent.
It's violent and bloody. And bloody.
Yeah, and it's basically Santa Goes Medieval. That's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
So...
Did you enjoy David Harbour as Santa?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. He was fun as Santa. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot. I'm not really into the blood and gore stuff as much. Mm-hmm. But it was well done. And, yeah, it's like a typical children's Santa movie, but then add on all the violence.
I wouldn't say it's
and the
for kids at all.
hostage taking. No, it's a similar story of a kid with Santa. Mm-hmm. It has that storyline. Yeah. But there's, like, hostage taking and shooting and decapitation and...
I found it... To me, I said it was Die Hard meets Bad Santa.
Meets Home Alone. The Home Alone part was the best part in my mind.
The Home Alone story is different. There is a great homage to Home Alone. There's one scene, and it's more realistic than the universe where Kevin McAllister lives. Because he would have killed those robbers. There wouldn't have been a second one with those guys. He would have killed them. Yeah, I mean, he's got like bowling balls flying through the air. Yeah. And they're, landing on nails and that. Right. They did the more realistic version of it in this movie, I found.
It was, it was funny, but only if you care for that kind of thing. I mean...
It's slapstick comedy, right? Yeah. But it's also combined with, bloody horror.
Yeah. It reminded me a bit of Happy. You never saw that show.
No.
But it's kind of a bit like that. That's Santa's, and it's very dark. It's very dark Christmas.
Okay. My final thoughts on Violent Night is they could have cut some out of it, maybe 20 minutes or so, or more if they could have. There was a couple of slow parts that I felt they could have taken out. And this movie is just under 2 hours. I think it was an hour and 50 minutes. So if they had taken out 20 minutes, it would have been much more tighter and a more fun experience.
A few decapitations didn't need to be in there.
Well, it's not for kids.
No, it's not for kids.
It's not for kids.
I mean...
David Harbour did a great job as, a bad Santa. There's the great Home Alone sequence. There's also a great action sequence with him featuring Bryan Adams. Yeah. It's Christmas time.
I mean, that's the whole joke about it. I'm not spoiling anything because they often play these very Hallmark type Christmas movies, and they have a song like that playing in the background, But instead of them decorating the tree or doing the presents, there's a whole lot of mayhem going on.
It's a very violent action sequence, and they use that song. I felt it was hilarious. Yeah. It was a great use of that song.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's fun. It was a fun time at the movies. Okay. Yeah. Am I ever going to watch this movie again? No.
Yeah, I probably won't go on TV or anything because it's too violent.
It will go on streaming eventually, not on cable.
But it's hard because it's not going to be one of those, they play them now in December.
It's not going to go on Disney Plus.
No, they play them at 7 o'clock
This is TV a Universal picture, so it'll go on one of their streaming services.
Every night they have Frosty or, all those ones. That's not going to be doing that.
Now, I'm probably not going to watch this again. I'm certainly not going to buy a copy. However, I am going to give it a best movie ever because it was a fun time. You went to the movies, you had a fun time, and you had a good time, which is why people go to the movies.
Right.
And we left.
It's not a serious movie. It's
just a fun time.
Yeah, and I think it was poking fun of a lot of those Christmas movies.
The next thing that we want to talk about, I'm going to let you talk about The Crown, because you weren't here for the last episode.
Yeah.
I talked about my final thoughts on episode 9 and 10 and the whole season as overall.
Right.
What did you want to give your final thoughts then?
Yeah, well, I understood it was the 90s, but it wasn't the full 90s.
No.
And I was wondering, when is Diana going to get in that car crash? But it never happened. We haven't got there yet.
Nope.
It's leading up to that, so obviously the next season is going to finish the 90s. Maybe it's just going to be that, because there was a lot of stuff that happened there, but I don't know. They've got a lot of material to work with.
I think it's going to be the power struggle between Charles and the Queen, and then the other big storyline could be Diana and still fighting with the royal family.
Well, there is no real power struggle because she was still queen for another, 25 years or something. But I think it's more of a Charles mellowing.
Mm-hmm.
Is more what happened. It's going to be interesting. Probably the next season we'll have the boys more of their lives. They weren't that involved in these. We didn't see Harry hardly at all.
Might have seen him once, just standing there.
We saw William, but we didn't see Harry very much. So I liked it. Mm-hmm. It was interesting, but of course, it is fiction.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is fiction.
Yeah, we don't know.
You can't assume these things, and I think it's very negative towards Charles. Of all the characters, it's very negative towards Charles. He's now the king. Anyway, this is why people were very upset about it.
I think it's been more positive this season than previous seasons towards him.
No, I felt there was some things in there that, I don't know. I just find that it's really insinuating some things about him.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're, we don't know if they're true, so there's no, I just think they've gone a bit far to try to get something for people to watch.
So overall, did you like this season or not?
I did. I didn't like it as much as other seasons.
Okay. Yeah. But you still enjoyed it?
It was interesting. But
it's just not your favorite of this series.
Yeah, things that they were saying about Charles, wanting to take power and doing, they were pretty big, those are pretty big accusations in there, and there's no real,
okay.
We don't really know if they're true or not. Anyway.
Next, I'm going to just briefly mention a show that you told me about. So I checked out the first episode yesterday of Derry Girls. It's on Netflix. Is it on Netflix? Yeah, it's on Netflix, but apparently it's from the Channel 4 network. It's a British show. So I checked it out on your recommendation. Yeah. I wasn't expecting anything. Okay, so I started watching it, and first off the bat, this is my one gripe I'm going to mention is it's supposed to be about these 16-year-old girls.
Right.
And so as soon as I see them, these are clearly not 16-year-old girls. These are women in their late 20s, if not older.
They always do that with a lot of these shows. But listen, it's absolutely hilarious.
It is.
I had heard about it before. People had talked about it with me, but I never really just came upon it. So I started watching it. I was crying, laughing. It was so funny at one point. You haven't seen, I think I got to episode 3 or 4, but there's a really funny part.
Okay,
it just gets funnier. It's getting
I started
funny.
Watching it, and right away I'm like, this is pretty funny. And then by the end, it was just gut-bustingly hilarious.
Right.
I was laughing a lot.
Yeah, it's about these girls and their families, and they go to the school in Ireland in around 95 or something.
It takes place during the Troubles.
Well, there was lots of troubles for many years.
During the 90s.
Yeah, it's probably mid-90s. I'm not sure exactly.
It's bloody hilarious.
It's really funny. Well, I've only watched up to the 4th episode, and it's really funny. So I can't imagine it's not going to be funny anymore.
I'm going to get into it.
Yeah.
It's just, once again, I got to find the time.
3 seasons, I do believe.
Okay.
Is there 3?
Yeah.
I think so. So there's lots of
material.
I
got to get through it. But the first episode sold me, and if the rest of it is like that, I'm in.
There's a couple. The second one or third
I will be reporting back probably after each season.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I want to mention that I am still watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, are you?
Yes. Oh. It's very heavy, and so it's kind of difficult to get through. Yeah. So I'm going to keep trying to get through it, but I'm going to review it after each season.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll be able to get that done soon.
Right.
It might take a while. The next, you wanted to review Magpie Murders from PBS.
I finished Magpie Murders. Now, apparently it did come out earlier in the year, but I just saw it now. I totally recommend it. It's a very satisfying ending. I think it was very well written. It's very fun. So I totally recommend that. That stars Leslie Manville, who was also in The Crown. She played the Queen's sister in The Crown, but it's very good. It's fun. It's a murder mystery. If you like murder mysteries, this one's got it all in there. So I really enjoyed that one. And so I recommend it. I think it's over, though. It was like a one-off because the story kind of starts in it.
Who stars in it?
Leslie Manville.
Okay, and?
Lots of other people.
Okay.
She's the main character. She plays the editor.
Should I watch this?
I don't know. You like Agatha Christie a little bit. It's about, if you like murder mysteries, you'll like it. It was really well done. It had the story in a different way. It had the book characters and reality characters. I liked it. Okay.
So you're recommending people check out Magpie Murders
if you like
from
mystery,
PBS?
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good recommendation. I talked last time about the new show Blockbuster on Netflix. Just came out at the beginning of this month, so there's only one season. I had watched most of it, so I finished watching it. Overall, I enjoyed it. The ending kind of disappointed me.
Oh, did it?
I would have liked the ending to have been better and funnier, but it was kind of it ended with an old trope.
Oh.
And it's just to make it more of a cliffhanger so that your people are into it, they'll really want to see a second season.
Right. I watched like about 20 minutes of the first episode just because I didn't have any time.
What were your thoughts on it?
It's all right. I might be some of the characters a bit intriguing. I didn't find it was that funny. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not about mystery. It's not about action. It's not really about romance so far, anyway.
It's a sitcom.
It's not really that. I didn't find it that funny. I might want to see more of how the relationships go, but it's not. I don't know. I didn't really want to keep on going. Now that you say the ending wasn't that good, it's probably not for me.
Well,
I didn't find it that funny. Like, it wasn't funny like Superstore. I was expecting something
like
Superstore.
I said it reminded me of Superstore.
It's not as funny, though.
So, I enjoyed it. It had a lot of good laughs for me. And overall, it was a good show. I was just a little bit disappointed in the ending. I thought it could have been way better. It made me... Overall, I would have to give this a best series ever. Because I enjoyed watching it through. It made me care about the characters. And I had a fun time.
Okay.
So that's why I give it a best series ever.
The funny thing about it, I thought that the last Blockbuster store was in Alaska.
It was in Alaska.
Well, this is not in Alaska. So I was kind of confused.
Pretty sure it was in Alaska.
Didn't seem like it was Alaska.
They don't specifically mention it, but I'm pretty sure it's a small town in Alaska.
Oh, because I know that as a fact, that was the last Blockbuster. Because I guess
they only show in the whole series just the mini mall.
But it didn't seem like Alaska. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I'm not going to bother. Watch Derry Girls instead, because that's really funny.
Fair enough. No, each their own. I recommend it. But if you'd rather watch murder mysteries, go watch Magpie Murders. It's still a good suggestion.
Yeah.
What did you want to review next?
Another one I've been watching, and I finished season 2, just finished, of Miss Scarlett and the Duke. That's also on PBS. Now, this stars a lady, you would recognize her. Kate Phillips is the main character. She plays Miss Scarlett. She played Churchill's secretary in The Crown. The lady that had to listen under the door, and he had the bath and spilled water all over her. And she died by getting hit by a bus.
Was that in The Crown?
In The Crown.
Okay.
She was in that. This is the second season. It's been on CBC, I think, as well. It's on PBS. I think we got the second season a little late, but there is a third season coming, and it's coming because we just finished the second one. The third one is coming January 8th. It's a British show again. I don't know if it's going to be on CBC or not at that point, but it has been on CBC. I found the first season, I liked it better. This season was a little bit more of the same. The first season had a mystery. Basically, it's about a lady whose father is a detective and he dies, and she decides to take over his detective agency. However, the catch is this is Victorian England. Okay? So you're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff. And it's all, she's a lady and all the stuff about being a lady. I don't know if it's supposed to be, I think that the year 1882 is where it starts. So it's really in the Victorian age. So she gets a lot of comments about being a lady and all this kind of stuff. And the Duke in the story is a guy named Wellington. So that's why they call him the Duke. The Duke of Wellington. And he is in Scotland Yard. And they have a weird relationship. He gets really irritated by her, but he sort of loves her, and she sort of loves him, but she gets irritated by him. But I found the second season was really nothing new about the first season, but it's about mysteries and stuff, and they lost a really great character in the first season. This season, his cousin is there instead.
You're not really winning me over with your description here. This is kind of...
It's okay. The
sounds pretty boring.
And it's done well, but it's not... I hope the third season is better. The second season was rinse and repeat. The first season I thought was really good. This season, the whole story was that the Duke might be leaving, and so they have to get their feelings out. He might be leaving. They have to get their feelings out, because they never say that they have feelings for each other. This is the whole thing. It's like Remington Steele or something. Like they don't say they have feelings for each other. It's that every week there's a new mystery. But there are some stories that are going on. Yeah, it's okay. She's a bit too...
okay.
She's a bit too put together, I find. She goes to jail all night and she doesn't have a hair out of place. I like her man that she uses to get information. He's a Jamaican fella. Okay. And he's an interesting character. It's just a little bit, like you say, a little bit boring.
So why are you watching it if it's boring?
It's all right.
Makes no sense.
I'm hoping...
I don't like to waste my time on boring stuff.
The first season was really good. Second season, not as much. I hope the third season is going to be better like the first one.
You just Christine here likes to suffer through shows, apparently.
Well, it has interesting parts.
If I'm watching a show and the first season is good, okay, I watch it. Yeah. The second season is bad, I tap out. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time if this is boring. Because usually, if it's boring, it just gets worse each time.
They lost a character, and they introduced his cousin instead, and I like that character. So, yeah, I hope that I'm going for the third season. Hope it's a beautiful show, though. It's like Victorian England, But
I try not to get too invested in shows. If I'm watching a show and they start doing a bad job, I'm like, well, screw this. It's their job to hold my attention.
Just it's a bit flat.
Okay, I just move on to something else. There's so much content coming out.
Right, I think.
And there's so much older content I haven't watched that I don't got time for that crap.
A longer storyline, more going on. Anyway, it's a nice, especially if you like Victorian stuff, you really like it. But I find it's a bit, and I really don't see the two characters getting together because she's a modern woman, which she really shouldn't be with her upbringing. So that's a bit curious. Okay. Why is she like that? Because she is very modern, and he is not very modern. So that's the whole conflict between them. But really, how are they going to resolve that? I don't think they should be together. Now, the whole thing is they're going to get together, maybe. But I don't think the two should get together.
You're putting me to sleep with this amazing description of the show.
You wouldn't like it. It's not for you. Okay. Good acting. The story needs more. Okay.
There you go. Put that on the poster. Christine, I don't know why. Are you recommending people watch this boring show?
Watch the first season. I'll tell you. I'll watch the third, and I'll tell you if you need to suffer through the second.
She just likes to suffer and hate watch.
Listen, I need to watch bad and good things. I need to tell people what the story is, right?
Oh yeah.
I need to know. So I don't watch things just because I really
So is this
really
a best
them.
series ever or worst series ever?
First season was... I give the first season like a 9. I give this season like a 7. Not as good. But I'm hoping the third is going to be the bang on, the good one. There you go. Okay.
Next, I can review. I watched, because I had lots of time this week being sick, I also watched the limited series on Netflix. It's called Meltdown, 3 Mile Island. Now, I didn't know that much about 3 Mile Island other than the fact that it wasn't as bad as Chernobyl, and it was in the U.S. And I didn't even know when it was. It actually occurred in 1979.
It was a long time. Yeah, and it didn't release a big cloud that floated over North America. That's all I know about it.
There was a lot that was released. Not a huge cloud like Chernobyl, but there was a lot. They don't know exactly how much was released. Anyway, so this was a limited series, and I did find parallels or similarities from that to the HBO Chernobyl series.
Right.
That was also a limited series, and except obviously that one was much different in a different part of the world. The storytelling was very different. So that was done as if, so the actors are acting out the people that were there.
Right.
So it's a reenactment, but also a reimagining.
Right.
This limited series was more of a documentary series. They did have some actors doing reenactments for stuff happening in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Because this went on for years.
Yikes. Probably have some of that
in the event happened. Sorry, I should clarify. The event happened in 1979, but the fallout from that and the cleanup went on for years. And then that eventually led to burying the nuclear industry in the United States because of how it was. The mismanagement of how the plant was done, how it was managed, and how they were going about cleaning it up.
Was it the same kind of carbon type of problem that Chernobyl had? The carbon dome?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a completely different problem.
Okay.
And ultimately what happens is there's this guy who's kind of the hero of it. Of course, he gets fired and everything. And they have him in it because he's the one who leaked the information.
Oh. Well, there was more than one leak. Obviously.
Okay, so what happened was they were going to go ahead with the cleanup.
Yeah.
I can spoil that. I mean, this happened decades ago.
Yeah.
So what happened was they were going to go ahead with the cleanup, not doing it very well. They were cheaping out, which is exactly what they were doing with the power plants. They were cheaping out on everything because they're for-profit organizations.
Yeah.
So the problem was because they were cheaping out on everything, and they were going to go ahead with the cleanup, not doing proper testing to make sure everything was going to work.
Right.
Which could, if it went wrong, it could ultimately lead to a meltdown.
Did all that material end up in the Canadian Shield?
They didn't mention anything about that.
Probably it is. They probably shipped it off.
No, it affected the town and the area.
But they should say
but it didn't release a big cloud afterwards.
No, with the soil and all this stuff, where did they put it? Doesn't say.
Well, it's all still there.
Oh, it's all there buried.
Well, it's all there. They didn't do anything because they didn't know how much was coming out, so people were still there. You gotta watch the documentary series.
I'll watch it. I probably have some of it in my bones.
It's not the same as Chernobyl, where this giant cloud was released and then it went all over the place. Yeah. It was just a release, like, right in the area.
Oh, okay.
To my understanding of it, was really good.
Okay.
And was it better than Chernobyl? Because Chernobyl was really good.
Well, Chernobyl was
really bad. That was a 7 or 8 limited series with Skarsgård in it.
I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. I haven't had a chance.
I'll watch it again with you because that was amazing. But
I know you were saying how
this was only a 4-episode limited series, and they weren't even an hour long each. I don't think.
Okay, well, that'll be.
So this is also a good thing to check out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. I give this a best series ever. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
When did it come out? Oh, it just came out this year.
Okay.
I must have missed it. There's so much stuff that comes out all the time.
Okay.
You had some other stuff you wanted to review?
Yes. Dead to Me is a show that I had watched 2 seasons previous, and the 3rd season came out this week. And I I went to watch the third season. I'm like, sometimes I like to watch the episode just before, like, say, season 2, the last episode, just to go into this, because it was a little while ago that I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I found that wasn't adequate enough. I had to go look back at the episodes, read the synopsis, because there's so much that happens in this show.
You couldn't remember the first 2 seasons?
There's so much every episode. It's about these 2 ladies.
It's like House of the Dragon. There's tons in every episode.
There's so much. Yeah, so I had to, like, read. I tried to even fast forward and look, and so I didn't have time to watch the whole thing again. But I read about it on the internet. I read every episode because, there was so much that happened. So, basically, it's about these 2 ladies, Judy and Jen.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen has a family. And they meet at a grief counseling meeting. That's what it's about. That's how they meet. And it also,
Is this a comedy?
Yes. It's a drama comedy, we'll call it. Christina Applegate plays Jen, and this Linda Cardellini, she plays Judy.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a more hippie type character, and Jen's more...
Well, let's not talk about Christina Applegate. I just found out about that this week.
She's more terrible. Like a resting bitch face lady, and the other one's more like a hippie type lady.
Okay.
And James Marsden plays... I won't give it away. Like a character. I'll just say a character. I don't want to give it away. And Katie Seagal is also in it.
Mm-hmm.
She's in it a little bit. There's lots of... Ed Eisner was in it as well.
What's this about? You haven't said what this is about.
I said they meet in a grief counseling meeting.
So it's about a bunch of people meeting grief counseling.
No, the 2 ladies.
And that's the premise of the show?
It's about the 2 ladies. I don't want to give any of it away. Because
you can at least tell the people what the show is about.
I'm telling you, it's about these 2 ladies. One is a hippie, one is a more straight-laced, like Frankie and Grace.
Okay, so it's the odd couple.
And they meet at this thing, and all kinds of things happen in their life. Will Ferrell is actually one of the executive producers on this.
Okay.
It's very funny, but it's also got some, like, death in it. Lots of death. There's lots of things happen. It's very good.
Netflix.
It's from Netflix, and it's over because poor Christina Applegate has got MS.
Yeah, let's not talk about her.
She got diagnosed, I believe, last year, and so she filmed this season, and she's having lots of trouble.
So this show is The Odd Couple, essentially. It's a new age odd couple, and it's on Netflix.
I wouldn't call it that. It's got a lot going on. I totally recommend it. It's fun, and every episode is packed with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So overall, what would you give the series overall?
Oh, this one I give like a 10 out of 10. This one
is
very good.
Dead to Me on Netflix.
Good.
I might have to check it out if it's a 10 out of 10.
Very good show. Yeah, it's got so much happening. And it's funny.
Okay.
And it's sad. Makes you cry too. There you go.
Okay, you're losing me a little bit now.
You might not cry. Anyway.
But I might check it out as soon as I get some time.
Yeah.
So much going on. I just talked in the last episode, the new show out this week was Willow. So are you going to be watching that with us?
I have been trying to watch the first episode, but I have been really busy. So yeah, I would want to watch it because you already started when you were.
Well, yeah, it's already came out, so you gotta get caught up before the next episode drops.
I've been working all week. You haven't been working. Okay. I've been working, so I'm trying.
You heard it here, everyone. If Christine has time to watch it, she'll be able to review it with me. Otherwise, it'll be just me reviewing it because I'm checking it out every week.
Can't be watching TV every minute.
You had one more thing you want to review?
Oh, well, I read a couple of books. Last time I talked about The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley in my last book review. So we ran into her earlier book. Now, that one just came out, but this one, The Guest List, which is also very well written. I like The Paris Apartment better for the story is concise, but this is a very good book, too, The Guest List.
Give me the synopsis. What's this book about?
It's about a wedding on an island, just like the Agatha Christie 10 Little Indians on the Island. Is that the one where they're on the island?
Is this a murder mystery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Murder adventure.
Anyway, they don't call it that anymore. Now it's called And Then They Were None.
Oh,
people didn't like that title.
Right, because it's about a poem about all these people. It's on an island like that. People decide to get married on an island like that, where it gets cut off from the mainland in storms and no one can get in or get out or get supplies. So,
and then people start getting murdered.
Yeah. Sort of. You have to watch.
They're sort of murdered. You're either murdered or you're not.
I don't want to give any of it away, dear. It's called The Guest List. It's about all the guests that go to this wedding, and it starts with the end. The first chapter is the end, and it's done and just like the other book, it's done per people's voices. Well, just let me finish.
What kind of genre is this?
Let me finish. And it has, so basically it's written in first person of different characters. It starts with the end of what happened, disaster that happens, and then it goes back to when people arrive for the wedding.
So it's a mystery.
It's a mystery and
adventure.
Okay, that's what I was
asking.
Yeah, that's
mystery
what I said.
Adventure.
Mystery adventure. It's a lot of character development.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Paris Department better just because it was a more concise story. This one has a lot going on. There's an awful lot going on. You don't really know.
Doesn't sound like it. You say it's about people that go to a wedding on an island.
And disaster happens.
And disaster happens.
Yes.
And there's a mystery. Is this in Greece? This is on a Greek island?
It's a British thing.
Okay.
It's like Agatha Christie, like I said. And, they go to this resort place on this island, separated from the rest of the world. They can't get off when it's stormy. Of course, it gets stormy.
Okay.
And disaster happens. And it's all with these characters. And there's a whole lot of reasons why some people are at the wedding and are not. And it's very interesting. Yeah.
And you recommend people check out this book?
Yeah, it's very well written. I did like the Paris Department better. But I think and it's written in the same kind of way, in the first person of different characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I did think you don't really know what's happening until the end, and it's great. Even though they go to the past and then to the present, you still don't know what's happening.
You're not selling me on this at all. So
I'm not going to give
Well,
it away.
if you're going to be checking out one of these Lucy Foley books, or if you've already read it, let us know in the comment down below. Also, if you want to leave a comment or what do you think of any of the stuff that we reviewed this week, go ahead and leave a comment below. Or we're going to wrap it up now. So please like and subscribe to our videos. If you want to get in touch with us, ask us a question, or what do you think about any of the stuff we reviewed, give us your opinions. You can get a hold of us on social media, on Twitter at Canada Hosers. You can get in touch with me on Twitter at St. John's Critic. You can get in touch with us as well regarding this show using the hashtag Canada Hosers on Twitter. You can also email us, CanadaMovieTVHosers@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought on any of the stuff that we discussed or any of the news that we discussed. We also, just a couple days ago, I mentioned earlier, I'm going to put in our description below the link for the new playlist. For our channel, so that you can see that we have other playlists there now. For our Out of the Theater reactions. I called it Action Out of the Theater Reactions.
Okay.
So that will be an ongoing thing, whether it's both of us, or if it's just me, or if it's just Christine doing it. We'll be posting those there, and I'm going to have other shows coming up as well that we'll get into. You can keep an eye out for that on our channel. So other than that, I think that's everything. Take care, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.